This video contains gratuitous use of profanity and uncomfortable pauses to compensate for lack of professionalism and original thought. Viewer discretion advised.
The wrestling podcast that sets all other podcasts apart. Covering news from the world of WWE, AEW, TNA, and more. Your favorite weekly episodic podcast, Ramblers Unleashed, starts now.
Oh, it's a Tuesday night, and welcome to another edition of Ramblers Unleashed, the show where we talk all about the wonderful world of professional wrestling. Paulie Walnut's right in the chat, like right off the bat, man. What's going on, buddy? Glad you can make it tonight, and to welcome everybody into the show. We have a whole lot to talk about, Royal Rumble fallouts and all sorts of stuff. But first, let me get this out of the way. Let me introduce the rest of the guys to you. And we start things off with my best friend. All right. The person who would never even think about eating Culver's without any of us, especially me. And he's the only guy that I know who pops bigger for Joel Gertner than any of us. The traders down there, they can address him as Mr. Mages, but you and I can call him the mighty Maximus Mages. Golfers clap for Max. How you doing, best friend? Hi, buddy.
Two things. The goddess rules and yeet.
Yeah, we're going to talk about eating here in just a few moments, man, because we have a lot to talk about. This guy is no yeet.
Delete the no yeet.
I know. Well, let's go ahead and introduce him, man. The person whose catchphrase is and will always be Baron, please, the right one. You muted.
I forgot. $9.99.
There you go. And
I thought I've been talking for a good solid 10 seconds here.
the guy who is higher than planes, probably right now, and hates AEW more than anyone that I know, and who hand speeds Culver to J-Bone on a picnic without his other two podcast mates. He is the Baron. You can golfers clap if you like. Hi, Baron.
Everybody calm down. Stop, please. Good Lord, don't everybody just golfers clap at once. Man, it's good. I'm glad to be here, guys. Always am, every week.
Absolutely.
I'm sure we're going to get into some shit tonight. I can't always agree with these three guys because, good Lord, that's boring if we start agreeing. So I got to be the Scott Hall and be the bad guy in all this.
All right. Yeah.
That's okay.
The bad guy is here. And we got your buzzkill moment of the evening coming up. Plus, we'll go from the desk of Max Mages a little later on in the program. Finally, let's introduce the producer of the show, another trader, Max, who likes to gift Baron Culvers while Max and I are giving the finger as he laughs maniacally and they skip off.
He claims to send us Groupons.
Yeah, apparently there's like Groupons, coupons, whatever the case in the mail, but we haven't got them yet. But without his wonderful missus and the lovely Mrs. J-Bone, who gifts us his time, which, by the way, I hope the check in the chair came for you in the mail from Max and I. You know what to do with it. If it does, you know what to do. Just take care of that for us, please. Ladies and gentlemen, golfers, clap. J-Bone. What's up, man? How you doing?
My best friend. My best friend.
Well, thank you. I'm good, man. It's the Rumble was crazy. I'm very happy with the results. And honestly, there was reports on a ton of haters out there. I don't believe it. I don't believe it because all you got to do is watch the first 10 minutes of Monday Night Raw. And look, and I'm not saying everyone has to love it. Baron, if he's not a yeeter, that's fine. And I ain't gonna hate on the guy. If I was rooting for other people too, mine didn't win. Sami Zayn and Punk were out. And Punk had to requalify for the elimination. Look. I'm gonna drop some statistics on you guys, and then we'll get started.
Yeah.
Statistic number one. So some people wanted Cena to win. Cena didn't win. guess what? The world kept on going. Some people wanted Seth Rollins to win. He didn't win. Guess what? The world kept on going. Some people wanted Roman to win. Roman didn't win. Guess what? The world kept on going. Look, you ain't gonna make everybody happy, and I don't believe there's that many haters out there that are gonna you really got to look for them, So
Yeah,
it is. I'm happy with it. I think Mania is still going to be a blast. We just started on the road to Mania. We still got Elimination Chamber to go. And that's personally one of my favorite ones of the year for eons now. So let's go.
Yeah. Well, this show would not be the show unless Max didn't have a couple words. And I wanted to share those words. Of course, they're pre-recorded. So, Baron, this one's for you, man.
Boy.
Take a listen.
This time we're gonna get funky. Everybody yeet your hands. Yeet, 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 yeet your hands. Yeet, yeet, yeet your hands. All right, we're gonna do the basic yeets.
Okay.
Yeet to the left. A yeet to the right. Take it back now, y'all. One yeet this time.
Yeet.
Right foot, let's yeet.
Yeet.
Left foot, let's yeet.
Yeet.
Cha-cha real smooth. Now turn it out. To the left. Take it back now, y'all. One yeet this time.
Yeet.
Right foot, let's yeet.
Yeet.
Left foot, let's yeet.
Yeet.
Cha-cha now, y'all.
Ah, it was beautiful. Oh.
That was fantastic. You know what would have made that better? If that came from my best friend, J-Bone.
Oh, well. Okay, so we actually have.
Oh, no, not another.
We have another one.
Oh,
Everybody, let's yeet. Take a listen.
This is how we yeet it. 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 It's Tuesday night and I feel alright. The yeet is here on the YouTube site. So I reach for my mic and I turn it up.
Uh-huh.
Host of the show, take volume control.
Come on now. That's what's up. I love it, man. That's awesome. My best friend, ladies and gentlemen, my best friend did that. He did
That's
that.
hilarious.
Listen,
That
I
was
just want to
good.
say
That
one
was
thing.
good. Nonetheless, I'm supposed to be the bad guy and all this, but it was good. It was good.
I just want to say something about that first one. It came to my mind because somebody here, and we're not judging, I'm not being negative about it. Somebody here is a Dallas Cowboys fan, so I figured that must be his ringtone.
That's me.
Yeah, I'm going to send that to you later, Baron, and you're going to make your ringtone.
Who still has ringtones? It's 2025.
I think we got one other thing we got to cover. I love how my best friend said, and finally, when he was introducing J-Bone, but we're not at the finally point yet because we still haven't introduced the man who makes it happen, the man that gets all the stories and organizes everything for all of us, and without whom we would not be Ramblers. Ladies and gentlemen, my best friend, my tag team partner, a man who would never stab me in the back for Culver's picnic in a park. It's the Dizzy. Golfers clap. I want to give him a standing ovation.
Golfers clap. Hey, Baron. Will your best friend give you an intro like that? I think
he would. I mean, he has.
Go ahead, J-Bone. Do it.
J-Bone, we're getting in some sticky shit.
He's high.
You want Narcolepsy Ned to give him an intro right now? I don't think that's going to happen.
Wow.
He's okay. Here's the intro. He's high and I love him. Golfers clap.
Oh.
That was.
Oh yeah, that's
wow.
Yeah.
Enough said. Enough said.
I mean, what else do you need to say?
Right?
Wow.
Well, high. That's 100% fact.
Baron,
10 stars and a yeet. All right.
Baron, let's hear your intro. Poor J-Bone.
That's my boy. That's my boy right there, J-Bone.
That's my boy, Blue.
That's my boy, J-Bone. The sky. That's all I got for intro, man.
Wow. Just
And for those of you out there that are watching in YouTube land, this right here is why this is why I had to teach people how to roast on a wrestling roast show that we did, because of what you just saw from right here on the
Well,
lower
if we're
tree.
getting into roast, we might all be in trouble at this point, Max, because I roast pretty fucking good, as some people should know. So the intro may not be my strong suit, but if we're gonna do a roast, I'm in for that.
we might
I will
have
not need a pen or paper for that.
we might have to do a Ramblers roast.
All right.
Well,
I
he's talking about roasting people, Baron, not getting roasted.
Oh, well, what the fuck? That's boring. What's the point of that?
Wait, hold on just a second.
What?
You are allowed to be
said
roasted
roast?
while you're getting roasted. It's okay.
It's
Well,
all right
then
to be
still.
roasted while you're getting while
Perfect.
you're getting roasted. It's cool.
Perfect.
That's fine.
That sounds like a good time. I think we gotta do some roast. Yeah, we should do that sometime.
You should. I'm gonna roast Bubba. Poor Bubba, indeed. Yes.
Shout out to the boy Bubba.
We have a whole mess to get to tonight. Plus, we have the very first ever Ramblers Round Table that we are going to get into later on in the show. But let's dive into what we got. Let's dive in. We have some Royal Rumble results for you. Of course, the 30 women Royal Rumble match for the Women's World Championship match at WrestleMania 41. Charlotte Flair eliminated Roxanne Perez and won. So she is heading off to WrestleMania 41. That runtime, by the way, that was an hour and 10 minutes and 20 seconds. Next up, DIY. Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa defeated the Motor City Machine Guns. Very sad. In a 2 out of 3 falls match for the Tag Team Championships. The ladder match for the undisputed WWE Championship, the title that Cody holds and the title that Kevin Owens holds, suspended above the ring. Cody Rhodes defeated Kevin Owens in a very bloody ending, honestly. And for the 30-man Royal Rumble match for a men's World Championship match at WrestleMania 41, my man Yeet Jey Uso, eliminated John Cena. That run time was an hour, 20 minutes, and 15 seconds. And Uso has a choice between Raw's Heavyweight Championship and SmackDown's undisputed WWE Championship. So let's get into
crazy.
I know, Uso. Let's get into some numbers, shall we? Oh, the overall Royal Rumble was absolutely amazing. WWE delivered, and so did the numbers for Netflix. Now, according to the streaming giant, the Royal Rumble racked up 2,100,000 views and a staggering 9,600,000 hours watched across global markets. This marks the first time a WWE event has landed in the streamer's top 10 rankings, proving that pro wrestling is reaching and beyond traditional networks, and it continues to expand. The Royal Rumble has already cemented itself as WWE's biggest non-WrestleMania event in history, packing 70,342 fans in Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis and smashing records in viewership, merchandise sales, and sponsorship revenue. Viewership on Peacock jumped 14% from last year's record-setting numbers, and the international boost from Netflix sent those numbers even higher. Beyond streaming, the event's impact was undeniable. Social media erupted after Braun Breaker's brutal spear on iShow Speed, making it the most watched Royal Rumble clip of all time with over 300 million views in just 24 hours. We also got a lot of returns too, guys. Names like Jordan Grace, who's headed to NXT brand for now, AJ Styles, who's on the Raw brand. We saw Nikki Bella come back. Trish Stratus, Alexa Bliss showed up for the Royal Rumble. And speaking of Alexa, she has finally spoken out after making her surprise return for the 2025 Royal Rumble. And she kind of kept it short and sweet. Nearly 24 hours after stepping back into the WWE ring for the first time in over a year, Bliss took to Twitter and simply wrote, and I quote, "Thank you Love you all, end quote. A message that sent her fans into an absolute frenzy. And WWE, guys, went to extreme lengths to keep her secret a return, locking in her new deal at 5 a.m. on the morning of the event and keeping her hidden inside Lucas Oil Stadium until hours just before the show. And now that she's back, Bliss is set to be part of the Raw brand going forward. We also saw Joe Hendry make his Royal Rumble debut. That was awesome. But going back to Alexa, who do you think she's going to feud with? Max, we'll start with you, man.
I hope this whole Raw thing doesn't last long with Alexa due to the fact that the rest of her family is on SmackDown, and I would like to see them feud with whoever the hell they feel like going after. But they need Alexa, in my opinion, to strengthen them. For right now, I mean, you have some faces on. She could go after Lyra, I suppose, but I just don't see that happening. And Charlotte's probably going after Rhea for the rematch. I'm kind of at a loss at who I want her to face on Raw. I want her to be with the Wyatts.
Yeah, I agree. That would only make sense. Baron, where do you see Alexa Bliss feuding with? What do you see?
I mean, wasn't it Liv that threw her out of the ring at the Rumble? I'm thinking it was. Somebody in chat, please remind us.
I have this.
My best friend will get you covered.
Oh, he's got the notes. Okay.
She was eliminated 12th by Liv Morgan.
Okay.
So I think that would be a suitable feud. I think that would be really good. And obviously really good. I'm just happy that she's back and she looks pretty healthy, and so it's going to be fun to watch her. I think she'll be fine on Raw. I think she probably, as cool as it would be to be with the White Six, I think she probably needs to be away from that because I don't. It's just that's another hot topic for me on that. I don't think that's going as well as people thought it's going to.
Well, she doesn't need to be tied up with the Wyatt Six. I don't think. I mean, I kind of want to see her at least get one reuniting, reunite with the rest of the Wyatt Six, but she was with Bray.
Yeah.
And I think that she just needs to go do her own thing as a singles wrestler.
And there's plenty of other titles now. I mean, it just used to be the women's, title, and that was that. And now, you got some other ones. So whatever it is, I'm sure it's good. I'm pretty sure tied into a 5-year deal, right?
Yeah, I believe. It didn't say how long of a deal she's tied to with WWE, but I would assume it's for WWE to go to extreme lengths to keep her returns a secret and hush hush. It's got to be a big deal.
Well, man. Dave Meltzer kind of helped that with all the internet darlings and said, she's not showing up. They can't come to an agreement, and then she shows up. So smacking in his face.
Right. J-Bone, who do you see Alexa Bliss feuding with?
That's a tough one. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on with the ladies. I mean, there hasn't been anything like huge leading up to the Royal Rumble, but I think things are definitely going to pick up steam now. Now that we're on the road to WrestleMania, you're going to see, okay, this person's going after this person. These ladies are stepping up their game. This group is forming. It's a tough one. I mean, she got a major pop. We still don't know. I mean, I hate to say it, but I think we got to kind of wait to see what her first move is. I would say I'd love to see something like Liv Morgan or what's the group with Sonya Deville and
Pure Fusion Collective.
Yeah, that's the one that never flows off the tongue. Like those ladies, something, Nia Jax, I don't care.
Not Nia Jax.
No, don't do that to my girl, Alexa. Not Nia. No, that would. I mean,
Well, they used to roll together, and then
Yeah.
She got pregnant, right? And isn't that when they split off and she kind of went away for a while? They were together right before she left.
Well, it's either that or it was right before Nia got canned the first time. It's all fuzzy.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Right. But look, there's a plethora of options. Hell, they could even send her to TNA for a bit, but I don't think that's going to happen before Mania. So
I don't think they're going to send her to TNA. I mean, it could be an option, but
down the road.
See her, yeah. I don't see her going to TNA, but man, there's been just so much news outside of Royal Rumble and the fallout. Of course, Drew McIntyre, his frustration over the Rumble elimination, making waves backstage, and now a new name is being thrown into the mix, and that is L.A. Knight. Yeah. According to PW Insider Elite, sources say McIntyre's anger stemmed from an errant movement made by LA Knight that disrupted how his elimination alongside Damian Priest was supposed to go down. So while WWE really hasn't directly confirmed Knight as the main culprit, he's the only name being floated in connection with McIntyre's issues. The former WWE's champion's tempered flare the second he got backstage, where he was seen yelling and cursing about someone messing up the sequence. Things got so heated that McIntyre stormed out of the building before the Rumble match even ended. And despite all the backstage drama, WWE has been in contact with McIntyre since the incident, and some sources within the company are playing down the situation, saying that they understand his frustration, but believe it's something that can be tweaked and rectified. Now, we've seen McIntyre go off. I mean, he's kind of a loose cannon right now. You really see his frustrations.
What?
Yeah, I know.
McIntyre be mad at what?
I know.
That's never happened before. I'm shocked.
Right. But you know, is it? I mean, Max, is it going too far with this? Because he's been pissed off since CM Punk pretty much has returned.
No, he's been pissed off longer than that. Ever since Cody brought Jay over to Raw, Drew has been on a rampage blaming everybody for his problems. And listen, I get this is a story that they're writing for him, but it feels way too much like it wasn't my fault, okay? It just feels too much like they're trying to redo the Snitsky story just with a more likable guy in that role.
Oh, I was going to say, was that Snitsky or was that Heidenreich? I can't remember.
No, it was Snitsky that kept saying it wasn't my fault. Heidenreich used to read your poetry, just for the record. But look, I like Drew. I really do. I just don't like the current storyline of it's everybody's fault but my own.
Well, Baron, I mean, it's making Drew seem like he's a little baby, honestly. Don't you think?
You know what it is? Did you take a good look at him at the Rumble? He got a bad haircut. Okay, let's be real. He got a bad haircut. Somebody fucked up his hair, and he's not happy, guys. He's not happy.
He's just pissed off. Baron, are you digging this whole thing with McIntyre? Always just pissed off about something.
I think they booked him into a fucking wall. You know what I'm saying? There's not much they could do with him at this point. He's not going to be a world champion.
There's really not. No.
There's no way. I don't feel like he gets that big of a reaction whenever he's out there to begin with. That's just my personal opinion. I do love him, though. I think his character is great. And it's fun. He's one of those tough guys. He reminds me of a Sheamus. You know, he's just at that position and goes out and has really good matches. But I don't know if this is really is he legitimate? Is it a character thing or is he legitimately pissed off?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I'm not sure what that is. I feel like he might be legitimately pissed off.
I think his frustrations are real, but a lot of people are questioning, is it a work? Is it a shoot? What is it? Honestly, I mean, I think it's a shoot, but
Yeah, I mean, he held the title at the worst possible time.
yeah, he really did.
During COVID. So I mean, like
rough.
that was hard for him. I mean, he was a champion. He's got to remember that, and he's still top 12 in the WWE, in my personal opinion, as characters. But
right. And Mir wants J-Bone to stop with this obsession with hair. You lost that match with the man upstairs, buddy.
And listen, I think that what we saw when Wade Barrett got involved, stopping Drew from his backstage rampage, I think that was a work. However, the Royal Rumble one, because we didn't see many of it on camera, I think that was a shoot. I think he was actually mad about something. Now, based on the wording that I have heard, he was mad because people wanting to get their moves in over telling the story or something like that. But then it got described as an errant move. An errant is a mistake or an accident. It's an error. So I don't know if he just misunderstood what happened and is blaming people.
I feel like he's that guy that can actually go to AEW and be like the mega star for AEW.
Yeah, but AEW would ruin him.
Well, I mean, yeah, for sure, but he might help elevate him because they couldn't get any worse over there at this point.
Yeah, I mean, for a hot minute, they would help to elevate him, but then he would just be ruined.
He would become Will Ospreay's bodyguard.
Yeah, he would.
You don't think it'd get any worse at AEW? Because I honestly could see them, making Jimmy Wang Yang their world champion.
Well, let's talk Roman. Let's talk Roman Reigns, man. Last night, Michael Cole informed the Raw audience of Roman Reigns' injury situation, revealing that he had spoken with WWE's medical staff, but could only share what Reigns permitted. The official word: Reigns is out of action for the foreseeable future, which is really sad. But no specifics were given about the severity of his injury. This announcement comes after Reigns' shocking elimination from the Royal Rumble match. An extremely rare sight given his dominance over the last few years. Fans inside the arena noticed something was kind of off as he exited through the back area. Soon after, fan footage surfaced of Reigns looking dazed and confused. While WWE has not really disclosed details, speculation's running really wild about what exactly happened and how serious it could be. So, Max, do you think Roman's out of WrestleMania?
No, I don't know. I don't think he is. I think this is a storyline injury. I think that apparently originally they wanted to do CM Punk versus Roman Reigns or something, but I don't think that's the right way to go. Right now, we're in a lull in the Bloodline versus Bloodline feud. We don't even know where Solo is because apparently on SmackDown, they said that Solo's gone and he left Fatu and one of the other two in charge.
Yeah.
Tomatonga. So yeah, I think since we're in a lull on that, the obvious route with Roman would be give us the payoff from when Seth turned on the Shield. And that's what it looked like they were building to. So I think there's no actual injury. I think Roman's going to make his return, and it's going to be him versus Seth at WrestleMania. That's what I think.
Well, J-Bone, if this is an actual real injury, do you think they're going to shake up the storylines in WWE?
Well, I feel like just making Jey Uso a winner already shakes things up, and it leaves room for, like I said, you can't have. There were so many probable big winners that we were all talking about, like Cena, Zayn, Punk, Roman, Seth. It was just all these names. Hell, even it's like nobody. I don't think anybody would necessarily want it, but Logan Paul.
Ugh.
Dude, I know, but I'm just saying the guy's a factor. Love him or hate him, he's a factor. He's gonna be part of Mania somehow, some way. And I'm just gonna be damn curious to find out who. But nonetheless, Yeah, I think Roman's fine. I think they're just they can't, they can't. How do I say this? They're not going to. Oh, by the way, here's all the stories for Mania in the next 5 minutes. They gotta slow burn this stuff for a little bit because we haven't even got we got a month left till Elimination Chamber. So yeah, everything's on a slow burn now. We got time. We got to do some qualifications, and that'll give time for them to set everything else up. One feud at a time. And in the meantime, to keep people happy, we'll do some Hall of Fame stuff. By the way, congrats, Trips. I'm insanely happy about it. So yeah, I think Roman's going to have a big time feud. I don't even know if The Rock's going to get involved. If he does, it's going to be like a last minute thing. I feel,
Yeah.
Well, the fact that The Rock went face recently, I don't see that happening just yet.
He loves Cody. I can't stand it.
Baron, if Roman really is a no-go for Mania, who do you think steps up in his place?
Well, this is obviously not a shoot. Like, this is obviously a work. I mean, when the announcers or the commentators mention Seth Rollins injured Roman Reigns 15 times in one night, it is. I mean, like, he's not injured. This is part of the story for sure.
Headache.
Yeah, yeah, but I mean, let's be real here. Like, we know he's not injured.
Well,
at least in my mind, I don't think he's injured. I hope he's not injured. I think they're playing up the Seth Rollins storyline so they can do their Mania thing.
For those of you at home playing along, that was not Baron's buzzkill moment, but this is Baron's buzzkill moment.
Well, does anybody at home believe he's actually injured? Let's
sound off in the comments. Sound off.
Let us know.
Do you think Roman is injured or he's not?
I think only Styles believes it. Just for the record.
Let's get into your buzzkill moment, Baron. And we are officially in a new era with the company, with WWE, and things have been, for the most part, smooth sailing, except for last night. Lots of technical issues happened on the Monday Night Raw broadcast, and fans are making their voices heard. Courtney just made her voice heard, too. One fan took to Twitter, now known as X, and expressed their frustration about the video glitches during Raw on Netflix, calling it embarrassing and questioning what they were paying for since other services don't have similar issues, saying, quote, "The video glitching on WWE Raw on Netflix is embarrassing. What are we paying for? This doesn't happen with other services," end quote. Now, another fan took to Twitter and uploaded a video showing technical glitches during the end of Raw after CM Punk defeated Sami Zayn. The fan expressed frustrations, criticizing Netflix for jacking up their prices and major glitches on the Raw live show. And another fan took to Twitter asking for a fix for the glitching issues during Monday Night Raw on Netflix. They pointed out that for nearly $20 a month, this shouldn't be happening, expressing frustration with ongoing technical problems throughout the night. So, Baron, I'm kind of interested on your thoughts on the situation. Did you have glitches on your end?
No, I actually did not at all. But just like anything in life, when people aren't satisfied with something, they go and complain and they bitch and whine and they complain and bitch and whine and complain some more about whatever it is. And, it is what it is. But it happens, man. Like, this is a streaming network and you're probably off your Wi-Fi. So it's going to end up happening regardless 90% of the time. But I do know a large amount of people did have an issue with it.
Well, I had an issue. Sure. I had an issue with it last night. Matter of fact, I shared the glitch in our private chat.
Yeah.
And it happened a few times during the evening.
Yeah. I mean, if you have Dish Network and there's a little fucking rain and a little bit of wind, your cable is going, Dish Network's going out. Yeah. That's just how it is, man. Like, this is how this is.
There was a cloud above my house, and the dish fell off the damn roof.
But I get the frustration, man. Like, fuck, we just want to watch something straight up without any problems. And I really didn't have any, so I can't really speak on how bad they were. You know, thanks for your money, Netflix. Thanks you guys for their money because you're going to continue to pay. And yeah, that's how it's going to be, folks.
Well,
at least it wasn't like the Paul and Tyson fight. I don't care. That was the worst I'd ever watched. But I guess my opinion wouldn't have changed if like that happened to me watching Raw. You know what I'm saying? I would probably be that fucking person bitching on Twitter, X saying, get your shit together. But it didn't happen to me, so I'm a happy guy.
Absolutely. Well, Baron, I want to keep focus on you for just a minute because we have a new segment that we're going to debut right now, and this is on Jey Uso. All right. Now we know that you are no yeet, and three of us are yeet, right? So CM Punk said that he's happy with how things turned out in the Men's Royal Rumble, and he's making his voice heard about it. Speaking with Daniel Cormier and Chael Sonnen, if I got that wrong, I apologize. On Good Guy, Bad Guy, Punk defended WWE's decision having Jey win, especially considering Cena's presence in the match. Punk said, and I quote, "I think Jey winning is fantastic. When you have somebody in there like John Cena that everybody is going to immediately assume, LOL, Cena is going to win." Earlier in the night, Charlotte wins the Women's Royal Rumble. There are 30 people in the Rumble, male or female. That is 30 fan bases, at least 29 fan bases that are going to converge and hate whoever wins the Rumble, end quote. Baron, you're clearly no yeet, so this is a good time to debut a brand new segment that we call the Ramblers Round Table. Now, here are the rules, fellas, and I want the chatters to comment in the chat and sound off for yourself, okay? But for the Bramblers, this is the rules. I'm going to cite the question for all of you, and one by one, I'm going to get your remarks. No one is allowed to interrupt during a statement at any time. Final arguments will be held after all points are made. You each have 2 minutes to make your case, and yes, I will be timing on my phone. Do we understand the rules?
I understand, but I have to tell you right now, I will give you my spiel, and then when it's the other guy's turns, I will have to grab another beer because I will not be able to control myself from cutting somebody off. But it's all love, of course, guys.
You know what? Aaron, let's start with you. All right.
Okay, fair enough.
Let's start with you. And I'm going to ask you this question. Fellas, best friend and J-Bone, I want you to remain quiet on this.
Fucking the best friend. I'm so sick of you, Disney.
Oh, by the way, so in our private chat on Facebook, I was called Traitor Number 2.
Yes.
And I will gladly take Traitor Number 2. You know why? Because I'm the shit. Okay, continue.
All right. I want to see if you guys can hear this sound. Hang on just 1 second. If you can hear this sound, let me know. Nope, it's not going through. Okay, so that's fine. I'll put it up to the microphone. So here's what we're going to do. Darren, I'm going to ask you this question. You have 2 minutes to respond. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. And if you're done after the 2 minutes, that's fine. Just say you're done, and I'll stop the timer. All right. Do you think the WWE made the right move having Jey Uso win the Men's Rumble? Your 2 minutes starts now.
Well, first of all, foremost, I am so happy that somebody won the Rumble with it being someone we didn't predict. I love that. I think that's fantastic, and I can agree with everybody in the universe for that. However, I know that after watching wrestling for 30 years, this is not a real thing. There is some type of shenanigans that are happening behind the scenes with this win. I believe somebody is either screwing Jey over or something along those lines. Jey will not headline Mania. That's my personal take, and that's why I'm a no yeet. I feel like we're forgetting a big piece of this puzzle with Paul Heyman and CM Punk. I don't see CM Punk not headlining a night on WrestleMania. I truly see that happening. And, like I said, I'm happy for Jey Uso. I think that's fucking fantastic that someone outside of the original, the top 5 have won that Rumble, because in the past it's always been Roman or Cody. Cody won twice in a row, or someone along those lines. So that's great, and that's awesome. I, however, am not fully convinced on Jey. I think he's a fantastic person. He does get the crowd involved, but I also seen this with multiple people throughout the years. And then, LA Knight, for prime example, or, the Glorious, there's been many people in the wrestling that has a very good catchphrase that only gets it so far. Will he headline WrestleMania 41? Absolutely not.
Okay. You had 8 seconds left, man.
Well, let me tell you something here. Look at me at 8. No.
Fuck the Hulk Hogan. No.
Yeah, fuck that guy. Never mind. I don't know why I said that. Fuck that guy. I'm going to have to mute the mic, boys. And
go get your beer.
Yep.
You did great. Fantastic. Thank you. We'll take him out for just a second, and we're going to go with J-Bone. J-Bone.
Okay.
I want you to answer this question to the best of your ability. I think Baron can still hear us on his headset. But do you think the WWE made the right move with having Jey Uso in the men's Rumble? J-Bone, you have 2 minutes. Go.
Yeah, I look at it like this. Just if you just see how the place erupted after he won, and the way Monday Night Raw opened, there is a natural story happening here that you can't. I mean, yeah, it could have been, like I said at the top of the show, it could have been anyone. That, it could have been anybody bigger as far as name wise, but you've got someone that has truly busted his ass and really did make a name for himself over the course of the bloodline. What do you say? Montage, whatever, all the different things, characters doing this, doing that throughout it. And then he left, jumped brands and started the main event Uso thing, and that's where it took off. And just his raw emotion got me choked up last night watching on Raw. I was so happy for him. Yeah, I feel like they really did make a good choice. There's plenty of other big stories that are going to happen at Mania, but as far as like, I hate to say like one of the longest ongoing homegrown acts in history, honestly, it was nothing that happened overnight. I've been a fan of the Usos from day one, and look how it's evolved, and I couldn't be happier for them. Hard work pays off, man.
Absolutely. Well, gosh, you had 4 seconds left there, J-Bone. That's awesome. 2 minutes is like the sweet spot. All right, Max, it is time for you, sir, and I'm going to ask you the same question. You have 2 minutes. Do you think the WWE made the right move having Jey Uso win the men's Rumble? Your 2 minutes starts now.
Jey Uso has busted his ass, whether it's been in the tag team with his brother or since he went to Raw and started working singles. He has allowed himself to be put into all kinds of silly situations by the booking staff to earn the spot that he has finally been granted. Will he headline WrestleMania? You won the Royal Rumble. You're guaranteed that main event spot. It's going to happen. One night, either night 1 or night 2, he is going to be the main event by virtue of the Royal Rumble. Now, if they try to take that away from him and Rey Mysterio him, CM Punk has already shown his support. I believe John Cena may have had something to do with the story changing, and that's why Jey Uso won. So I believe they'll have John Cena in their office. The locker room will revolt if they try to take the main event away from main event Jey Uso after what happened. Do I think he can put asses in seats at WrestleMania? 16,000 people in Columbus, Ohio last night say yes, he will put asses in seats. I'm sorry. I think that this is a brilliant move. I think Jey Uso more than deserves it, and I cannot wait to see him face Gunther at WrestleMania.
Max, you had 41 seconds left, my man. That's awesome.
And I still got all my points in.
You still got every single point in. So, Aaron, did you hear what J-Bone said?
I heard both, and I'm gonna still disagree with both of you. No, I'm not. I want my point to come across with this. I am not discouraging what Jey Uso has earned in wrestling. That was not the original topic of my disdain of all of this. Like, fuck yeah, Jey Uso, one of the best tag teams of all time by far. And he's done a fantastic job to get the crowd behind him. However, I don't believe he headlines WrestleMania. I think there's something that's going to happen. There is just so many big players. Can he put asses in the seats? Sure. I also think Royal Rumble had some of the best, ticket sales because of one certain individual, and that was John Cena. And once John Cena was eliminated, nobody was just going straight up eating and bursting into cheers for Jey Uso. There was a definite sigh of like, oh shit, what? And that was, just play back that part because that was what happened. So I will never disagree with any of you guys about whether Jey deserves it or not. Does he? Absolutely. Is he the big player to headline WrestleMania? In my opinion, absolutely not.
Okay.
Max,
happy for him.
Max,
I was just going to say that big silent thing was because everyone was in shock that the WWE actually pulled the trigger and had him beat John Cena, of all people, to win the Rumble to get that main event spot.
Yeah, when you see certain people in the ring towards the end, what do they call it, the Final Four? You start going, oh, okay, it's this guy. Okay, no, it's this guy. I saw Logan Paul in there, and part of me was like, it's either Cena or Logan Paul. I did not think. Was I hoping for Jey Uso? Sure. But did I honestly think they were going to pull the trigger on him? No. But am I happy they did? Sure. Absolutely.
Happy for Jey Uso. Let me just put it out there again for you guys. I'm so happy for him because that's what wrestling needs is a different push into the future. And then that's great for Jey Uso. I'm happy for him. Right. Yeah, 100%. I love that. But the Baron booking, there would have been nothing sweeter than John Cena, in my personal opinion.
Well, it would have been either way you look at it, Baron. John Cena is going to be in Mania.
Yeah. Well, the big thing here is if Jey headlines night 1, it doesn't mean as much as night 2, and that's my personal opinion. So
let me ask you before we wrap up the round table. J-Bone, Max, and myself are the only ones that are eating for Jey Uso. So, as far as who he goes and faces on the main event at WrestleMania, J-Bone, who do you think it'll be? Just drop a name. Give us some sort of clue on who you think it might be.
I think it'll be Gunther. I think it will be. I think there's a big enough story there. I feel like someone else is going to be facing Cody. There's what happened between Cody, KO, and Sami Zayn has put stuff in a certain direction that's really going to trigger a totally different journey. So I really feel Jay's going to face Gunther, and Gunther's going to go down swinging. And it's I feel like that's going in that direction. It certainly could be Cody, and I think they could make a decent story out of Cody. because with all the stuff that's happened with Cody, I honestly wouldn't be shocked if after everything with KO, Cody starts kind of going a little dark, if you know what I mean. You know, a little trip to the dark side after everything, because man, that match with KO and everything that KO did afterwards, I think they both went a little cuckoo.
Hell of a fucking match, by the way. We didn't really talk about it on today, but like that was a fucking really good ladder match.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was
absolutely.
Damn good shit.
Nuts.
But the promo that we saw between Jey Uso and Gunther on Raw, Max, was fantastic. Do you think that will be the case? Do you think it's going to be at main event for Mania? It'll be Gunther and Jey Uso, or do you think he's going to go after Cody Rhodes? Because we still have to wait for Friday night. We don't know what he's going to say on Friday night.
100%. I think he's going after Gunther. I think that because he said, I know I can beat Gunther. And I think that they're going to have him go out there and try to prove that at WrestleMania. Now, I love Jey Uso. I kind of want to see him win, but I kind of want to see Gunther retain that belt for a little longer. But that's exactly the match I see is Jey versus Gunther.
And just for shits and giggles, Baron, if you did believe that Jey Uso was going to the main event at Mania, who would you like to see him against?
I thought about this a lot, and if I do see him in the main event, it's not against Gunther. It's not against Cody Rhodes. I don't think Cody Rhodes will have that title at Mania. 100%. There's 100% on that. I think their personalities and the way that their characters are would clash way too much that match didn't make any fucking sense, and the crowd really wouldn't give a shit. And we're all about making the crowd happy, right? So I think, to put him over another step, there has to be somebody's winning the title for the 17th time, and that's John Cena. They're not ever going to allow that not to happen. He's going to break that record, and he's going to break that record at Elimination Chamber.
Well, he's going
to. I mean, he won't win the title there, but like, I feel like he's going to have a title match at Mania, and I think Jey might be involved in that as well. I don't know if that's going to be Gunther, though. I feel like there's going to be something mixed in there where Gunther's not holding the title. Just because there hasn't been much of Gunther. Like, there was nothing with Gunther at Rumble at all, right?
Right.
No match, no segment, really, nothing.
Nope.
I think that we all know how great Gunther is, but I think there's a lack of interest within WWE as well as some of the fans. So I think by the time WrestleMania hits, I think they want to kind of take that belt away from him. I don't know how that's going to happen because Elimination Chamber is for the number one contendership. It's not for the title, right?
Right.
As of now, it's for number one contender.
Yeah, so that could change. That could always change because it has been for a title in the past.
Oh, sure.
So that could always change. And if that does change, I would say John Cena wins that chamber and Uso and John Cena face off each other. And that would be better than Gunther versus Jey.
Because that's how guys like Bray Wyatt won the title, was in the chamber.
Yeah. Shawn Michaels won in the chamber, right? Didn't he win the title against Triple H in the Elimination Chamber?
I thought he did.
I could be wrong on that, but check me. I think he did.
Yeah, that was part of his return. Yeah. Yeah, when the two imploded. Yeah, great.
Yeah, it's all about long-term booking, what makes sense.
Yeah.
Uso, Gunther, it would make sense if they're trying to like really elevate Jey to beat him, but I just don't see Jey Uso ever beating Gunther in a one-on-one match.
Well, that wraps up the roundtable, and since Baron was kind of speculating on who is possibly going to main event at Mania, I kind of want to get it from a Booker standpoint, and that is the Mighty Max Mages. Who, from a Booker standpoint, what do you think we'll see at Mania?
And I'm doing my booking purely on what they've shown us so far. The feuds that have developed, the feuds that we expected. First off, we've already talked about this. Jey Uso, Gunther, I think is going to be main event at one of the nights. I think Cody's opponent is actually going to be CM Punk at WrestleMania. they foreshadowed that with their conversation on Raw recently, and I think that that's the direction they're going to go. It's going to be Punk Cody. Don't worry, I will come back to Cena. I think we're going to see the one-on-one match based on how they built the end of the Rumble, Seth versus Roman Reigns, to finally give us the payoff of Seth betraying Roman and Ambrose all those years ago to join the Authority. Right now, I think we're going to get the rematch of Charlotte versus Rhea, because that was so long ago, and they're talking about the fact that they're 1-1. We need the tiebreaker match, right? So that's where I think that's going. As far as Tiffany's opponent for WrestleMania, it's too early for me to speculate on this, and there's a reason for that. I think that them pulling the trigger and putting the belt on Tiffany was a great idea. I think she's a great champion, but I'm not 100% sold. I feel about, and I love Tiffany. You can ask these three over here. I love Tiffany, but I don't think the WWE is sold that she can bring the power at a WrestleMania yet. I just don't feel like creative has that faith in her just yet.
Yeah.
So I'm not predicting an opponent right now. We will come back to her in time. As far as John Cena, I saved this one for last on purpose. Any of you that listen to Busted Open Radio, Bubba Ray Dudley, Mark Henry recently did an interview with Joe Hendry. They asked Joe Hendry who he'd be interested in working a program with. Joe Hendry stated that he wants to work John Cena because he thinks they can have an epic mic feud leading up to a match. Now, I agree that this is true. Apparently, they got a chance to sit down backstage Saturday night and have a conversation. So I think we're going to see something completely out of the blue at WrestleMania, something that wouldn't be possible without a partnership between companies, something similar to the Forbidden Door. I think for the first time ever at a WrestleMania, we are going to see the TNA World Title defended at Mania against John Cena.
Wow.
That's my Booker prediction based on what we've seen.
What the hell? What?
Wow.
You kind of just gave
Max
me
just fucking
goosebumps
stole
there.
my stash and I don't know. No.
I think
that's great,
bro. That's wow.
That's good
wild.
booking right there.
Oh, that is great booking.
So what happens to Cena winning the title for the 17th time? Are we? Is that not going to happen?
That is a heavyweight title. That counts as number 17.
Oh, does it?
It would count as number 17.
WWE title, though.
Doesn't matter.
No, but it is a major title.
It is a major title, but I thought it was for just specifically the WWE World Heavyweight title.
No. It's World Heavyweight Championship is what that.
The reason that the one big reason that makes it qualify is the partnership between WWE and TNA.
Yeah.
It may be the TNA title.
Oh, man.
When he wins the 17th time, we put a big asterisk that says TNA. I don't think that bodes well with what he was trying to accomplish.
Dude, that would piss off so many people.
That would piss me off if that ever happened, to be honest with you.
Piss me off. Yeah.
No disrespect to TNA because what they're doing is great. And
Good.
nothing like that, but it just doesn't feel... I feel like it's...
Well,
I'd rather have them two face off without any titles.
Well, look at it this way. He's got the rest of the year to win a title, and it doesn't have to be a super long reign. Just given that, it is going to be the rest of the year.
Somebody I spoke to the other night said that they think he should wait till December and win the belt.
The reason I said it would piss me off is because Hendry just got that title. He's been busting his ass for that title. And for him to drop it to somebody like John Cena, who's on his way out, that's just a disrespect. Honestly.
Yeah, well, on that aspect, though, that's actually probably would elevate Joe Hendry to much higher levels because just being in a match with John Cena. Because, I mean, people, don't get me wrong, the wrestling darlings know who Joe Hendry is. But the larger audience of wrestling, which is, younger audience, don't know who Joe Hendry is.
But,
Dizzy, I got you covered.
Okay. All right, buddy.
I know. I listen, you just said it. It's going to elevate Joe Hendry because he faced off with John Cena. We just said that. But what we do, he gets his 17th. Then Slammiversary.
Oh my
At
god!
Slammiversary, Henry takes the title back.
That's what I was thinking. All right, I just didn't know where. But if it's true, if this does come to fruition that Cena and Henry meet at WrestleMania, Cena takes the title. Hang on, Cena takes the title, and then at Slammiversary TNA, Cena goes over there and defends it, drops it back to Henry, and boom.
And think about that. Cena on a TNA pay-per-view.
Oh
how much elevation does that give to TNA?
Oh, dude, that would be fucking phenomenal for TNA. But for TNA fans, that is going to hurt because the only way that's happening is if a purchase is happening of that company, and that's not what you want at this point in juncture.
No, and it's not. It's not.
Yeah.
People are talking about that. It ain't gonna happen. But I think a really fun story could come of it. And I think at the same time, you'd almost make John Cena a heel because of it. And it would be oh my God, the heel turn fans have wanted for decades. You know?
Listen, Mirror, I'm not smoking anything, but if I was, it'd be the good Colorado green. Our boy Baron down here, though, I guarantee you he gets the good stuff. He works at one of them special places.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
I literally work for those. Yeah, literally work for him.
You just made him sound like he's like special needs or something. Like, I smoke.
When it comes to the cannabis, 100%.
So, Max, let's keep it with you because we got to move over to some AEW news, and let's go to the desk of Max Mages. All right, Mariah May. She's not holding you back when it comes to AEW's handling of her promo time or lack thereof, really. And the reigning AEW Women's World Champion is calling out the company for keeping her away from live crowds, and she thinks she knows exactly why. They're afraid she'll outshine Mercedes Moné. Speaking on casual conversations with the Classic, May addressed her upcoming title defense against Toni Storm at Grand Slam Australia, but her frustration quickly shifted towards AEW's reluctance to give her in-ring mic time, and I quote, "All AEW does is disrespect me and keep me backstage when I'm the best person they have on the mic. I'm stuck backstage. So fine, fly me on a 24-hour flight to Australia to gratify a mentally unwell woman. That's fine. It's just another win." End quote. May then double down on why she believes AEW won't let her shine in front of a live audience. Again, and I quote, "They don't want me to go out there because I'm going to outshine their golden girl Mercedes." End quote. Making it clear that she sees Mercedes Moné as the reason she's being held back from cutting promos. Now, despite what she said, May emphasized she's still a company woman and doing all the media that the company asks of her to do. So, Max, is this a shoot? Does she have a right to be mad about this?
Listen, I can't tell you for sure whether it's a shoot or a work, and let me tell you why. She's right. She is 100% right. She who shall not be named. Listen, Tony Khan, I know you got that white stuff all over your nose right now, and you're probably looking kind of like Scarface in that one scene. But let me ask you this. Why the hell are you pushing she who shall not be named so hard?
For title.
Your crowd is not booing her because of the quality of her heelness. They are booing her because they don't like her. And that's when they make any noise when she comes out.
Yeah.
You need to stop. You're hurting your other people. Listen, there is one other name I want to bring up in this, and her name is Britt Baker, DMD. Britt's been going through some drama with AEW, and I think it's related to what Mariah May had to say. That's my opinion, so you don't have to bank on it, but I'm probably right. The fact that she who shall not be named is being pushed as hard as she is by TK, the cokehead, is probably causing issues for more than just Mariah May. Mariah, you keep speaking your truth. Whether it's a shoot or a work, it's the truth. Keep it up. Get more voices in the locker room to sound off with you, and we can get She Who Shall Not Be Named without some gold and possibly out the door eventually. You're just going to have to get through Tony Khan's thick skull and all that white powder floating around his face.
So let me say something real quick. When I saw She Who Shall Not Be Named on TV with 4 fucking titles, I lost my shit. That's not a heel. That's not what a heel does. That's just stupid. You're making Mercedes Moné look fucking dumb, and you make her look weak, and you make her look just completely idiotic, right? Mariah May is the best person, one of the best persons that I can think of that can actually go out, get a crowd over, because when Mariah goes out, she gets a pop. It may not be huge, but she gets a pop. When Mercedes goes out there, all you can hear is her little music chanting CEO. Nobody gives a shit about Mercedes Moné anymore. Not a motherfucking person. When Britt Baker goes out there, she gets a pop because people like Britt. People like Mariah. People like Tony Storm. People don't like Mercedes Moné, not because she has 4 titles, which is completely stupid, but she's fucking irrelevant. She is so irrelevant. Nobody gives a shit about her. After she left WWE, she didn't make an impact there. And so she hopped to another promotion that she thought she could make an impact. Well, Mercedes, how's that going for you? It's not going so well.
Well, it's going well because she's probably getting paid millions. But here's the problem: why fans are not connecting. She's not believable, and like that's my problem. It's just so force fed that like it's nauseating. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't like. I don't care about the titles. I think it's kind of cool when other wrestlers bring titles over from other promotions. I like that's good for the other promotions. That's kind of fun. I enjoy that. I mean, we do that with TNA people coming to WWE. They'll bring other titles over. That's cool. Let's promote that. I like that. But she's not like she's just doesn't like I don't know. It's just so force fed. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not believable. It's not fun. It's not entertaining. And like,
yeah,
it's like it's like almost a cry from help from her. Like she knows she's there for the money. She's not there to like really elevate her wrestling career of any sort. She's there for the money 100%. Like it's almost like I want to go back to WWE, but let me just keep collecting the paycheck and just do what I'm doing here. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just there's nothing there.
But
really boring.
Paycheck grabbers, and I'll let you speak in just a second, Max. But to me, paycheck grabbers just makes your talent dwindle. Because your fire goes out. You're just after all the money. You're not there to wrestle anymore.
Well, yeah, 100%. Just look what happened to WCW.
Right.
I mean, that's what happens. But like, it's just, I don't think it's just a her problem. I think it's an internal problem, an overall problem with the promotion. I'd talk about this week to week. I just don't think there's anything. The morale in the backstage areas, from what I have learned in wrestling, it might be the most important thing possible. What happened when that old fuck left and Trips took over? The game changed. Everybody literally changed WWE's landscape to being like, holy fuck, this is good shit here. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody's happy. I think there's just so much shit going on back there that nobody cares for.
Yeah.
Max,
bear with me. In the early 90s, the year the wall came down, I was stationed in Germany. My dad was stationed in Germany. I'm not that old. I was a freshman in high school that year, and I was at a school dance. And my buddies and I were out in the area where they were selling the concessions and whatnot. And we decided, you know what? We hadn't been in the auditorium in a while. Let's go back in and see what's going on. And as we're entering, there's this whole flood of people coming out. See, they had just switched over to heavy metal music. They had stopped playing rap, and everybody wanted to go out and get concessions while it wasn't their music. My buddy made a comment, hey, when they start playing rap again, let's come back out to the concession area. I tell you that story because I want to tell you what I see every time she who shall not be named comes out to the ring. Everybody gets up and goes to concessions. They go to the urinal. They go to the lines to go to the bathroom. And then they come back when she leaves the ring. That's what I see. That's what I hear whenever her music hits.
And that's not what you want if you got somebody who's holding 4 fucking titles.
So I ever tell you the time we sat in front row of Monday Night Raw and like me and my buddy were drinking so heavily and I could not leave my seat at all because the bathrooms were like 10 fucking miles away from the front seat. So I don't understand how these people do it in the front row. Like the green shirt guy, I'm like, he's not getting up ever. Right, you see him at all times. And I thought the same thing there. Like, holy shit, man. Like, it's so far away from the front row.
Yeah. Well, let's talk some numbers for AEW, and the February 1st edition of Collision showed AEW's commitment to exciting programming with big storyline moments, including Toni Storm continuing her feud with Mariah May. The latest ratings have fans and analysts talking. So, guys, according to Russellnomics, get ready for this. AEW Collision drew an average of 197,000 viewers on TNT with a rating of 0.06 in the key 18 to 49 demo. This reflects a significant increase from last week's 250,000 viewers with a 0.07 rating. However, these figures only represent TNT's broadcast numbers. They do not represent HBO Max streaming's viewership, which is increasingly factored into AEW's total audience. Many fans may not be surprised by this, considering the fact that the show went head-to-head with the Royal Rumble PLE. The latest episode of AEW Collision saw Toni Storm reveal her motivations for pretending to be a past version of herself as she cut a scathing promo on Mariah May, making it clear that she will end May once and for all. Apart from that, Adam Copeland also challenged Jon Moxley for the AEW World Championship at Revolution, setting the stage for a big match next month, and many other moments took place throughout the night. Now, I'd like to say something before we move over to TNA news. Tony, this is for you. You were warned time and time and time again not to go head-to-head with the WWE. That maybe worked when Vince McMahon was still there, part of the company, because we saw the decline in what was going on with WWE, which is why folks jumped ship over to AEW because of folks like Cody Rhodes. He came over to AEW and just literally changed the game. I had so much hope for that company, for AEW, when they first started in 2019. Now that Trips is the big guy, he is in Vince's seat. We're seeing a slow fucking decline of AEW, and you still have this mentality that you want to go head to head with the mega monster WWE. Time and time and time and time again, Tony, it doesn't work. You fucking lose. Go home, collect your fucking money, and go the fuck home. Why do you feel like you always have to either A, go head to head with the WWE, or B, continue to mention their company on your fucking programming like it's going to help your ratings? What's going to help your ratings is better storylines. You have the fucking creative team. Use them to your fucking advantage. Stay away from the creative table. You don't need to be there. You don't belong there. It's just been a continuing problem ever since, really, honestly, I mean, ever since the Vince McMahon was starting to leave the WWE, we've seen this. There's been just a very, very slow decline. And I'm sick of it. I really want to see AEW evolve and be something bigger than what it is right now, yep. Or bigger than what it started out as in 2019, which begs to differ, or begs to the question that I've been asking myself and you guys. Do they need to focus on going after smaller promotions? Maybe even going after GCW? Do they need to focus that energy onto a different promotion? Well, obviously you're not going to defeat WWE. You can't. It's a mega machine. So should they compete with the likes of GCW? Maybe even TNA, but even TNA is starting to gain a lot of momentum. I don't think they'd be able to beat TNA. So really the only competitor that I see here is AEW versus GCW.
Yeah, I mean, if you're asking a question, I'm gonna obviously answer that. But like, I don't think that's the problem with like wrestling. Like WWE, we all know they don't compete against other wrestling promotions. They compete against other entertainment values, which is like the football or whatever the case may be that's on a Monday or on a Friday. So like the big thing is, man, it's like they just have to book properly and actually give a shit. Right now they don't care. It's like I cringe every time I watch it, and I can only watch so much of it. And I don't want to bash it too much tonight because like we have a lot of good shit going on right now. I've said this 100 times on this show. TNA, and I don't watch it religiously like this master over here, is exactly what AEW was supposed to be, and that sucks for AEW because they actually have the funding and the money to actually make a strong competitive value to WWE. TNA, if they had the billions, trillions of dollars that this family has, WWE might be in a bit of a trouble because they are putting out some really good content and they're putting out some really fucking phenomenal, stars right now. So, just focus on what you want to do. Just go back to the basics and just book properly, and I think you would be okay. They're not going anywhere anytime soon. I hate to break it to you guys. AEW's got $1 billion is a lot of fucking money, folks. So they're not going anywhere anytime soon. But I do want to make one point before we go to TNA that nobody brought up tonight, and I think it has to be fucking said.
Mm-hmm.
Penta. What in the fuck, man? That dude is the shit. Okay? Where has he been on the main fucking promotional shows? Like that aura that him and Rey Mysterio had on Royal Rumble was like nothing I've seen in so long, dude.
That's
fucking phenomenal, man.
That's what
Props to him. Golfers clap, whatever. He gets his fucking bow down for me. Phenomenal.
You have a guy, a perfect example. You have a guy like Penta who was on AEW. We saw his work on AEW, though it was fantastic. It was just missing something. It was
great wrestling, and that's what they want to strive for on that show. But he grabbed the crowd the first night he came out there, grabbed that mic. It wasn't like a fucking Stone Cold promo, don't get me wrong, but like the crowd was like, oh shit, like we can get behind this guy. It was real. Yeah, exactly. It was real. And the people fucking grabbed it and they're like, okay. And that little fucking like sly thing he does before he comes to the ring with the walk is like, okay, that's a bad motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have to make sure on the show tonight I give the props to Penta. Like,
big props.
Absolutely phenomenal. And I think you could tell by Rey Mysterio when he was in the ring with him at Rumble that he was tearing up a little bit because he was like, yeah, this is a guy. So props to Penta. I wish he would have been on that, WWE promotion years ago. But glad to see it now because I love every second watching him.
Max.
Yeah. I want to piggyback on that just for a minute, if you let me.
Sure.
Look at, for those of you that don't know, and I got goosebumps just thinking about this now because it was freaking awesome, and I'm pretty sure within the last few weeks TNA put the match and some of the history with Penta up on their YouTube channel. So please,
they did.
Go check it out because it's freaking cool. It's a little dated, but it just shows you the talent that has been out there for years, from the last, I'll say, we'll just round up and say decade. Because it went from, he went from AAA to being on US TV screens for Lucha Underground, which he wrestled the likes of Vampiro, his brother Phoenix, Rey Mysterio, among so many others, and really became a household name over the course of those few seasons that Lucha Ground was in existence. My point is this: shortly after that, when some of those people started getting away from their contracts in Lucha Underground and started going out into the world to try to get into the major wrestling companies, like at the time, there was just TNA and WWE. So a majority of them, because it just wasn't on people's radar, went to TNA because the opportunity was there. TNA made, it was short but sweet, TNA made Penta their world champion for, I think it was like a couple months. It wasn't a long stretch, but it was during a time where the company, once again, sadly, was shook up because of someone's, took a bad line of coke and decided to go on a holiday. Oh, that's right. That was Alberto El Patron. He's working kindergarten gyms down the block and no one gives a shit about him anymore. Oh, sorry.
I don't think he should be there.
He left. No, he shouldn't. But anyways, he he left the company, and because TNA was in a fix at the time, they decided to really shake things up. And they had, what was it? It was somebody refresh my memory. I'm pretty sure it was supposed to be a tag match, but it ended up being a world championship match between Austin Aries, Phoenix, and Pentagon. I think that's what it was. And Pentagon ended up winning. And it was just like, oh my God. It was it was a shocker, but it was amazing. So yeah, TNA got it a long time ago. Tony didn't get it. I'm glad he was on AEW and was able to do the things he did. I think Penta did okay, but Penta is one of those guys that he had him locked to Phoenix, which he shouldn't have been. Whenever Phoenix was injured, and no offense to Phoenix is super mega talented as well, but whenever something happened, man, they should have pulled the trigger and made Pentagon a world champion or some major champion, because man, that's like, just look at what WWE's done with him so far. It's not fucking rocket science.
Mm-hmm. They haven't done anything with him. He's had some. Gave him a fantastic entrance.
Yeah, he's got a great entrance. He's got a great theme, and they gave him the opportunity to be in the ring with some of WWE's, whether you like them or not, some of their most talented wrestlers.
Yeah, he's got the aura.
Chad Gable, Pete Dunne. I'm drawing a blank. Who's the guy that he wrestled last night? Kaiser. Yeah, it's like, oh my God, it's just like 3 home runs in a row. Amazing. I can't wait to see what Penta does at WrestleMania. I don't care what he does. Just make sure he's on the card.
Max, I know you've been burning for something to say, man.
Go ahead.
I got 2 things about Penta. I'm going to keep him brief. Yep. First off, I do have a lot of respect for the guy. He's very talented. I like him. But what kind of lucha does not know how to skin the cat? Penta, I'm very disappointed in you. I saw that at Rumble. How many times was it? Secondly, listen, I am not suggesting they're going to do this, because I don't think the WWE will, but I'd like to see it. I think we should give Penta a title shot at WrestleMania on a specific title. I'll get to it in a second. The United States title.
Ooh.
I know what you're thinking, but Jerry, the United States, Max, the United States title's on SmackDown. Yes, it is. And Chelsea Green versus Penta would be a beautiful rematch for us to see at WrestleMania.
Oh, shit. Yeah, for those of you that don't know, Penta actually wrestled Chelsea Green during Lucha Underground, and it was a freaking phenomenal match.
Wait, what? I thought Max was just being Max. Like that legitimately happened?
No, that
Really?
is. It's out
I did
there.
not know that.
Go look. The footage is on YouTube. You can go look up the match. Chelsea Green was a completely different character. She was like some psycho, black-haired. God, I don't remember what the hell they called her, but man, yeah, it was good.
Yeah,
Chelsea Green referenced it, but I knew about it before that because of Mucha Lucha on the Ramblers.
Yeah.
God damn, you got good memory, man. I don't even remember what I fucking did yesterday.
he also wrestled Io Sky among others during the third season.
Yeah.
For those that
how old is Penta? Let me look this up real quick.
Yeah,
he's got kids.
Yeah,
he's 40. He's 40 years old. Okay, I get.
Right.
I got it. No, I hate to like go crazy off the topics of everything, but it wasn't stated on the show, and it has to be stated.
Yeah,
he is he's going to be a massive star on that main roster, and I am super happy to see that. And I think what they did at the beginning of the Rumble was like, I literally had fucking goosebumps, man. That crowd was involved heavily. Just seeing the interaction with him and Ray was really cool.
And Chelsea's name, go ahead.
The best part of that opening from the Rumble, though, was when Andrade finally came out, and we're over here going, "You're too late now," because it was a whole bunch of luchas versus Chad Gable.
So real quick, like, what is happening with Gable? Is he about to bring over someone massive into the show? Because I really believe that's happening, because like they're playing this shit up pretty heavily.
Oh, I don't know.
All right, so I suggested this because I saw this theory someplace else. I suggested it to you guys. I think it caused J-Bone to soil his pants because he was so excited.
I think I yeeted.
Yeah, I think you yeeted. The rumor that I had originally heard was people thought, based on what was said, that maybe it's Vampiro.
Oh, wow.
Whoa,
But,
God damn.
hold on. I was informed of something. I was informed of something that I did not know. What is Aleister Black's school's name?
Not the House of Black.
It's fuck, I should know this. I just looked this. What the fuck is it?
Wait, his what?
His wrestling school. What's it called?
Hold on.
I didn't even know he had one.
Yeah, he does.
I'm looking it up. It's Black and Brave Wrestling Academy.
Okay,
right.
That's what I'm saying. But
no, he's not part of that. That's Seth Rollins.
Yeah, no, that's. I know where you're getting at here, because I mean, like, he is married to Zelina
Nightmare
Vega.
Factory.
Well, something that was said was something about dark arts or something like that.
Oh,
and thank you, Mir. That's so the new theory that I picked up here at home that I'm presenting to you guys is we haven't seen Black on AEW in how long?
Yeah, he's done.
Yeah.
So whenever he's available, I'm guessing that he's the guy they're bringing in with Chad Gable.
But he's not a Lucha Libre
He's
guy.
not Lucha. That has nothing to do with Lucha, though.
Doesn't matter. This is a guy that can help you with your Lucha problem.
Yeah.
They don't have to be a luchador to help with a Lucha problem. You need somebody that can defeat a luchador. Like, not the Big Show, because he lost every match to Rey Mysterio during that feud.
Well, as long as it ain't El Patron, I don't give a shit.
Oh,
who it is.
Jesus, no, please.
Listen.
Let's not do that.
We don't want El Patron anywhere near the wrestling world or kindergarten elementaries.
Yeah, exactly. Well, let's move on to TNA news, and this is the final bit of news that we've got for you. So, in January, WWE silently released Duke Hudson from Chase U, and Duke's cryptic exit from the company has sparked a lot of reaction, but the most unexpected came from Steph DeLander and TNA. So after Hudson dropped his wrestling with Identity video, DeLander didn't hold back on social media, making it clear that she didn't want him anywhere near TNA. Quoting Hudson's video, DeLander wrote, and I quote, "Please, for the love of God, stay far away from @This is TNA." End quote. It's unclear if her comment was meant as a shoot or maybe a serious warning, playful banner, a work, whatever the case may be.
Wow.
It got people talking. So, J-Bone, do you think DeLander's message was a work? What's going on, man?
This is all very, I mean, all the news as far as Duke Hudson is literally new to me. I found the headline this morning, sometime today, as I was going through news in between stuff that I was doing because I have off today. And when Chase U was at its most popular, I'd say a handful of months ago. I'd say I'll just take a guesstimate and say approximately 6 months ago is when it was really gaining speed. It seemed like,
yeah,
it was around the same time that I started kind of giving it notice again. Started watching it again here and there, not on a super regular basis, but I knew what Chase University was. Had a foul-mouthed teacher that kept getting censored on TV, and some goofy little blonde that was just, goofy. And then some other guys in the background with red sweatshirts on that I had no clue who they were. Well, apparently one of them was Duke Hudson. So, I mean, yeah, it's been known in the past that when people get let go from a certain brand, they'll go to TNA to try to reignite their career or continue it. Whatever, we've seen that a million times before. I don't know enough about Duke to really have an opinion on him. I'm not really seen his talents in the ring. I'm sure I could go look it up. But, so I don't know what the issue is with Steph DeLander and him. I don't know if old Manser has a problem with him. I don't know if that's code for, hey, come on over. There's a spot for you here. If he ends up in TNA and he tries to reignite his career, fine, whatever. I'll watch him, and I'll put it in the same reference as someone who I really couldn't give two craps about because of his career in WWE, but now that he's in TNA and he's absolutely on fire, I love AJ Francis. I've become a huge fan. No pun intended.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe Duke Hudson is the same. Who knows? We'll love to find out. So, yeah, as far as knowledge of the situation, I really have none, but we'll have to wait and see. We'll follow it.
Yeah.
I did look him up to see what was going on because I didn't even know that he was gone from WWE until this whole thing tonight.
Right.
And it turns out he did an interview where he explained why he was no longer with the WWE. And I'm going to come back to the interview itself in just a moment. But the reason that he, according to him in the interview, the reason that he is no longer with the WWE is because Triple H told him that he just doesn't see Duke Hudson as a main event guy. Now,
okay, I did read that. Yeah.
Here's what's unique about the interview in question. The person asking the questions was Duke Hudson. He was doing an interview with himself, and based on the thumbnail I saw, they actually have him in both seats, interviewer and interviewee, and it looks like it's entertaining. I'm gonna have to check it out after the show.
So it sounds like a shoot.
So is it a bad time to say who the fuck is Duke Hudson?
He was recently part of Chase U on NXT.
Right.
I'm gonna pull up a photo here.
And there's a lot going on with NXT right now. There's a new show coming to A&E that's going to be part of, what do they call it? It's the big WWE Sunday night thing on A&E where they do documentaries, and there's a show called LFG with Bully Ray, Mickey James, among others who are
looks like a Tough Enough type of thing, right?
Yeah, it's basically Tough Enough. Yeah, there he is. Look at this guy.
That's Duke Hudson.
You know what that is? That's a John Cena fan right there.
That looks like every soccer dad I've ever seen at any soccer game I've ever been to in my life.
I was going to say soccer mom, but never mind.
That would be AJ Styles.
Minus the van.
Welcome back, AJ.
Welcome back, AJ. We love you.
Right.
We miss you.
And by the way, for those wondering why we haven't covered it yet, I'll throw it in here and then we'll get back to TNA shit. Yeah, apparently, and my wife actually said this right as we were going live, so I got to do my due diligence and give it a second's worth.
Yeah, that's the only TNA news that I have. So,
oh, that's it.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
So I thought you had something better than that, but okay. No, that's fine. But yeah, so guys, just so you know, Charlotte Flair is on the market again. She got divorced.
Yeah, she
from
is.
Andrade.
Yeah.
Hey man, I hope nothing but the best between both of them. It's just a little awkward timing, just considering like she just came back to WWE as he's there. You know, it's like very awkward. It has to be between.
It's not as awkward as you know, Britt Baker and Adam Cole breaking up and working.
Hey.
So
yeah, but I think there's a lot of misinformation on that whole subject there. I think I've read a lot of misinformation on it all. I'm sure they broke up, but I don't think what happened. You know, so.
Yeah, and her voice. I don't know what's up with Charlotte.
I don't know.
She had a lot of work done.
She's gone through some sort of transformation. She just looks damn unrecognizable anymore.
She really does, and it's not a knock at all. Like, hey, do your thing. Love that for you. You're healthy. But you got to remember, she had a pretty significant injury and surgery too. So I think a lot of stuff changed with that. But she definitely had some work done.
She had a nose job. She had a boob job. I mean,
yeah. I mean, it happens, and as long as she's happy and healthy, whatever.
She looks like she lost some weight too. She doesn't look as.
She looks lean as hell, though.
But she just doesn't.
Glad to have her back, though, man.
I'm so happy she's back. And for her to show up on NXT was great, man. But
I mean, when you guys knew she was being, I think we talked about it in the last show, maybe. As soon as she was kind of like introduced for the Rumble, did we all pretty much know she was winning? Because I did. I know I guessed her for.
It came out that it got leaked, and then it was like, well, do they still go forward with it? And yeah, they did. But it's like, I was kind of indifferent about it because I'm like, well, she's a big ass name coming back, so why not? There's plenty of up and coming names that have time to build stuff. You know, there's the women's Elimination Chamber. There's plenty of time to do stuff with other women to make it. You know, they got other titles. They'll do something. You know,
and you can see here. This is the still shot that Max sent over for the Duke Hudson video, which I'm gonna watch.
We don't even need to watch it. The first comment is enough that I need to see. We hate you.
You can clearly see Steph Lander is
oh my god,
we hate you
with 4 likes. That is just insane. That's crazy.
the fact that she commented that in on a reply to a tweet, I'm thinking it's a work. I don't think she's as opposed to him coming in as it sounds.
Old Mansur's gonna bring him in as a bodyguard.
I think we're gonna see Duke Hudson on TNA TV soon. I just have a feeling with Steph DeLander going after him this hard, it would just make sense.
Yeah,
it makes sense. Man.
I really wish I knew who the fuck this person was, but I have no idea, guys. I'm sorry I can't chime in on this conversation at all because I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? Hope best for him.
Go back and watch. Go back.
It looks like he needs to have a couple fucking Miller Lights at the soccer game at elementary school. I'm sorry.
Well, that's gonna wrap it up for the show. That was a hell of a show, guys. Hell of a show. We are up to 221 subscribers.
Can I throw a question at you guys just to continue the TNA question subject?
Go ahead.
So one thing that I seriously popped about, and I'm guessing some of us did, Jordan Grace made her official debut at the Royal Rumble. I was so happy about that. She looked great. She had one of the best moves of the night when she gave a
Death Valley Driver.
Thank you, Death Valley Driver to Piper Niven, and 70,000 people went holy shit, including Pat McAfee. So. He could not censor himself. He just let it rip. I thought it was hilarious.
That was amazing.
Here's the question. I don't think it's a definite out there yet. It may take some time. We'll have to wait and see. But where do you think she's going to show up at?
Well, we kind of touched on that at the beginning of the show. The rumor is NXT.
Oh, okay.
She's still got to. I mean, there's still some developing that she needs to do, but she's far excelled herself from the rest of the.
How did I miss that? Oh,
I don't remember that either.
I was thinking about Culver's. I'm sorry if I missed.
Oh,
I was thinking about J-Bone and Culver's. That's why I don't remember.
I can't with you. I can't with you too. Makes
no
sense.
fear.
No, I think I think NXT might be the best bet because I really truly don't know. I don't know her mic work enough, and unfortunately, no matter what promotion you come from, your mic work has to be pretty decent on WWE. So that is what I'm worried about. But I thought J-Bo might have pointed out the spot she had with fucking Bianca Belair and Naomi, because that was really fucking good. If you haven't seen it, maybe look it up on Twitter or whatever the case may be. But basically just took Bianca and just fucking slammed her head against fucking Naomi and on the corner. And that was great. But I think she has a really good future with WWE, and I hope nothing but the best. And there's a lot of belts out there for her to win. I don't know if I see her on the main roster yet, though. I think NXT might be the best bet, but also in the same sense, maybe not, because Roxanne Perez is kind of. I think Roxanne is.
Yeah,
she's gonna get called up very fucking soon because she's doing some good shit.
Yeah,
that's what I heard, is that she's going to the main roster. So I think, what does that say? It's backwards.
Courtney.
Oh,
Sabrina Carpenter. I don't know about that, Courtney. I don't know.
All right, do it again.
Don't do that. Please don't.
Max, do it again.
You were. Oh, okay.
There we go.
Yeah, there you go.
I flipped his. I mirrored. It was mirrored.
This camera around. Nice.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go.
So, Max, real quick, where do you think Jordan Grace is going to wind up?
I think she's going to spend a brief time down in NXT, just because Trips wants to make sure that she's where they want her to be. But then I really think she's going to end up on. I'm thinking SmackDown because I think that could be a fun feud. Her and Tiffy.
Oh, her and Tiffy would be good, man. Her and Tiffy would be fantastic. Well, that is the show. It was a good show, very good show. We're up to 222 or 21 subscribers rather, and we thank you for that. We certainly do appreciate you tuning in tonight. Please like our videos, subscribe to the channel. That tells YouTube that you like what we're doing, and that gives our video off to more people and lets them indulge in the Ramblers, if you will. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and give our socials. Baron, you never have your socials up anymore, dude. What the fuck?
Jordan, scumbag Jordan with 3 N's. Follow me. I'm your boy. I put out no content on the Twitter game. So if you would like to follow me for my beautiful profile picture of myself, that would be great. But
Listen,
I'll tell you right now,
true.
I'm just retweeting things. I'm probably not posting.
He does retweet, so
he does.
Yeah. So, but follow me, please. I would love. I'd love to follow, I guess.
Scumbag Jordan. Scumbag Jordan with 3
N's.
Yes, 3 N's. J-Bone.
3. Oh, sorry.
Come back to Earth, J-Bone.
Huh? Oh. Are we still live? Okay.
Yeah.
You can follow me over on the Twitter box at jbone5150. You can also find me over on that other little show on Thursday nights called Total Nonstop Impact, where we bring you everything TNA related.
There you go. Max Magus, my best friend. Where can they follow you, sir?
You can find me with the wrestling stuff at Max Magus. You can find my other show at Our Shots Podcast. You can also find that show if you want to listen to it pretty much anywhere you find podcasts. We also have a website, random-shots.net. We are in the middle of recording our annual Nerd Madness tournament. This year is Battle of the Network sitcoms. I will let you guys know when the first episode goes live.
Awesome. To be part of that shit, man. Like, sitcoms and TV shows. That's my jam.
That's my jam.
Love you.
I love it. I love it. You can follow the show on Twitter or X or whatever you want to, whatever you crazy kids are calling it, at The Ramblers Pod. And you can find us on Facebook too at Ramblers Unleashed. Please subscribe to the channel and like the videos that you see. That tells YouTube that you like what we're doing, and that suggests our videos to more people. So again, subscribe. Tell your friends about us. Word of mouth definitely helps us with growing this channel and growing this show. And we certainly thank you for listening to us tonight, and as you do every Tuesday night. And we're going to do it again next week as we get ready for more news to drop from backstage, from AEW to TNA to WWE. We will cover it for you as well as we can. So until next time, we will do it again. So have yourself a great night, a great weekend, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.
Thanks for tuning in to Ramblers Unleashed. Follow the show on social media, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and click the bell icon for notifications of upcoming episodes.